Okay. School is now in session for Savannah Serio. We are going over ancient history. It's backwards, so we'll just have to play with that. All right. So, questions and answers about ancient history. So, as I said, a long time ago, people roamed around the earth. They didn't have TVs, they didn't have phones, they didn't have tablets. Yeah. They ran around, they had little loincloths on, or very basic clothing. Sometimes maybe not even clothing at all. They were naked.
They're naked?
Some of them were.
Some of them were?
Sometimes. It just depends. If people who lived in colder areas tend to wear some type of clothing.
Like clothes?
Yeah. Like furs and stuff. And
like shorts?
Not shirts or shorts. There's stuff that'll keep them warm.
Like what?
Big furs.
Wow.
Yeah, leather.
Like all that?
Oh, that's a building.
A building?
Yeah, or remains of a building.
I want to get that one.
Okay. Maybe that'll be our next lesson. If we can find more of these books. So, like I said, they were hunter-gatherers. They would go after and hunt their food and gather their food from the trees and bushes and stuff, and the ground.
In the ground?
Yeah, in the ground. And when they were...
Ground is the floor?
Yeah, well, it's the ground. You know, when you're outside and you have the grass and the dirt, that's the ground.
Is that the ground?
Well, that's the floor.
Oh.
So, one day though, somebody discovered that if you put like a seed in the ground, it'll grow.
Like watermelons?
Like watermelons.
And carrots?
And carrots. And then they didn't have to roam around anymore. They could stay in one place. And when they did that, they started gathering together, all the people, and they would live in communities, and these communities would grow. What? You have a question?
Yeah.
What's your question?
Does somebody know some people have watermelon?
What? Yeah, sit up so it can be seen.
Does somebody know somebody had watermelon?
Does somebody know how somebody had a watermelon?
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody knows. I guess they found this big melon and they decided to cut it open and eat it. And they planted the seeds, and the next year they grew more watermelons.
Oh.
And that's basically how it all worked. They discovered that if you planted it, the stuff would grow, and then they didn't have to keep moving around. They could make all the food that they wanted right where they were at. And they built little basic houses, nothing like the house that we're in, but you know.
Oh, they can match our house?
They didn't have electricity. They didn't have, windows like we have.
Of course they do.
No, not back then.
They need all that stuff.
Eventually those things would be invented. Come on, sit up. You're out of camera. So they would build, these structures, and because they were sitting in one place, other people could become specialists in certain things. They learned some people would specialize in buildings. Some people would specialize in making tools or making clothes.
Or making
toys. And that was the very basis of civilizations.
Or making electricity.
Eventually, yes, but not for a long, long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
How do they get electricity?
So, I'm going to go ahead and read this introduction real quick. I want you to listen to the whole thing, and then if you have any questions when I'm done, then you can ask, okay? I'm not going to do this through the whole book. This book covers a period of around 6,500 years. When we're done, when I'm done reading. From the earliest civilizations in Mesopotamia in about 5000 BC to the end of the medieval period in about AD 1500, 1500. Put your foot down. Come on. You're silly. Savannah. Come on, sit up. People are going to see this.
What people?
Oh, maybe all the people around the world.
All the people around the
Yeah,
world?
maybe you'll become famous one day.
They become famous one day?
Shush! During that period, primitive farming communities grew into powerful and warlike civilizations. Humans
Like
learned.
me?
Well, you're not one of those people. You've gone all past all this. Reason why we learn the past. Why do we learn history?
Because?
We learn history because in order to see where we're going, we need to know where we've been. History, as they say, repeats itself. In a way.
In a way.
Sit up. Sit up properly. We're in school.
On school?
We're in school. You gotta sit properly. Alright. So, humans learned to build spectacular and lasting monuments. From the Colosseum in Rome to the Great Wall of China, artists created objects of lasting beauty. Egyptian wall paintings, Greek urns, and Ming vases.
Mommy said something.
Well, Mommy can wait. We're in school. In this book, hold on, we're in school. In this book, you will learn about the classical civilizations of Europe, as well as the rich cultures of Asia and the Americas. You will discover many fascinating, facts about human history in the ancient and medieval periods. When were the first Olympic Games held? Which early American civilization discovered chocolate?
Chocolate.
Did King Arthur exist? And who built the Taj Mahal as a tomb for his beloved wife?
Does that girl build those?
No, I don't think she built those. She's talking about this girl right here.
That girl right there?
Yeah. Those are tools that she may have made herself, or somebody else may have made it.
Like me.
Okay. So, we'll cover Mesopotamia and Egypt this morning, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, ancient Mesopotamia, it's a area known as the Fertile Crescent. It's in the Middle East, what we now call Iraq.
Can we go Middle East?
Right now it's kind of rough over there. A lot of fighting. A lot of people are fighting over there.
Why?
Because people fight. That's one thing you'll learn about history is throughout history, there's people fight for all sorts of different reasons. And it's not good, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
What is that state?
That is not a state. That is the Eastern Mediterranean.
Can we go in that one?
Well, that's where that darker green is. That's called the Fertile Crescent, which is around the Middle East. From Iraq down to...
What is the darker blue?
It's green. It's the blue is the water.
The blue is the water?
Yes. And then you have all through the coast of, I guess basically where Israel is, and then down to Egypt.
Egypt?
Egypt.
Can we go in Egypt?
It would be cool. I'd love to go to Egypt and see the pyramids. I've seen Egypt in person. I went through the Suez Canal.
Is that where people fight?
Well, people fight all over the world, but there's a lot of fighting over there right now.
Fighting over there right now.
Yeah.
Why do they stop fighting?
Yeah, hopefully they'll stop fighting soon. Maybe when they see you, they'll say, we have to stop fighting because she doesn't like it, right?
Right.
Fighting is not good.
Yeah.
There's sometimes you have to fight. We'll get to that later.
Get that later?
Yeah. Sometimes, war is inevitable.
What are those guys building?
These guys are building a pyramid.
What a pyramid?
Pyramid is what they used as a tomb way back in Egypt. And
is that Egypt or no?
Egypt is in the north of Africa, northeast of Africa.
Can you go to Africa?
Maybe one day we can.
First we gotta fly a plane.
Well, first you gotta learn how to listen and take this in.
I want to fly an airplane.
Well, you gonna be Amelia Earhart?
Yeah.
Just don't go missing, okay?
No.
No, we don't want you to go missing. So the first civilizations started around in Mesopotamia. Can you say that?
First in Mesopotamia.
Can you say Mesopotamia?
Mesopotamia.
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 Potamia.
Potamia.
Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia.
There you go. That was a good pronunciation. All right. So, you had the Sumerians. You had a lot of different groups that rose up down that time.
Like houses?
Well, they built houses. They built basic houses, and they
built tablets?
No, well, ancient tablets. It wasn't tablets like we have today. They had stone tablets, and you know how they used the stone tablets? They would take a stone, and they'd take a chisel and a hammer, and they would go and they carved the letters that they want to use in there, and that was the first writing.
They're writing?
Yeah, it was the first writing. They didn't have pens. They used the tablets, and it was like a soft clay tablet, and they would go. And then they would write what they needed. They would use it mostly for trade at the time and for some basic.
Where's the keys in that one?
They don't have keys.
Why?
No, a lot of ancient people didn't have keys because they didn't have locks.
They have locks and doors.
So, let me see. Here, sit up. We're almost done.
Is that the last one?
Well, we'll stop after we get through Egypt. Let's get through finish Mesopotamia first. So, here's some quick questions. Which was the oldest Mesopotamian civilization? That would be the Sumerians. The Sumerians settled in Mesopotamia around 4000 BC, making them the first civilization in the world. Leave my keys alone.
But I really like them.
Okay, but you don't go grabbing my keys.
I need some hand sanitizer.
No. Wait, we're almost done. You're gonna make everything fall. Sit up.
Make everything fall?
Yeah, sit back. We're almost done. Who ruled Mesopotamia? Every Mesopotamian. Did you get all that?
Yeah.
Okay. Every Mesopotamian city was ruled by a king who is thought to have been chosen by the god of the city.
Stop.
You stop.
You stop.
Let me get that belly.
I'm gonna get that nose. I'm gonna get that nose. I'm gonna get the nose.
Why did people go to war?
Because.
Sit up. Sit up. Come
I
on.
got your nose.
This is going to go out and everybody's going to see.
This is gonna go out.
Yeah. Everybody's going to see this. What? Can you hold on? I'm almost done. Almost done with her. Alright. So after you had those guys, and then you had Egypt, which, like I said, was in Africa.
What's Egypt?
It's a country in Africa. North Africa.
Can we go North Africa?
I'd like to go one day, like I said before. Egypt, they lived along this river. It was called the Nile.
Nile.
The Nile River.
What's the Nile River?
It's a long river that runs through the desert of Egypt. And it was special because it would flood over onto the land and create very fertile land.
Is this Christmas lights?
Yes.
Why are those Christmas lights?
Because you found them. Any case, almost done, sweetie. Egypt had a lot of traditions. They had wars. They had a lot of people. They had. They built pyramids.
Question.
What's your question?
Does people have carrots?
Some people have carrots. Some people love carrots. Some people don't love carrots. They don't like carrots.
And they're disgusting.
To some people, other people, they love them. They're the best thing in the world. It's their favorite food. So,
Do you like to munch
Egyptians
and crunch?
built, huh?
Do you like to munch and crunch?
Some people like to crunch
Munch.
and munch. Okay, so the Egyptians.
I have another question.
Savannah. Let me finish. Let me get through something real quick. Okay? Now let's come over into the camera. You love me, right?
Yeah.
Now I love you.
I'm over the camera.
Okay. So the Nile River, it was the fertile bank of the Nile that attracted early settlers to Egypt. These settlers formed two different kingdoms, Upper Egypt in the south and Lower Egypt in the north.
Is this the last
While the
one?
Nile Delta, with the Nile Delta.
What does that mean?
We'll get to that. People fished in the Nile and farmed on its banks. So they would collect the fish from the Nile River and they would farm along the banks of the river. It is what you call floodplains. Leave my keys alone.
I don't want to.
All right.
You almost
Egypt.
squeezed my neck.
I didn't squeeze your neck.
What's this?
Don't do that. I love you. All right. And when people went to heaven in Egypt, when people passed away in Egypt, they would do this special thing where they would wrap the people up in cloth and wrap them from head to toe.
Head to toe?
Head to toe, from head down to their toes.
Head down to the toes?
Yeah, and this is often like the richer people who got this treatment. I don't think the poorer people got it as much. But they,
Is my mom wrapped up?
No. We won't get into that too much right now.
The people will go head to toes?
Yep, they'll be wrapped up. And those were called, what were they called? When they were done.
Mummies?
Yeah, mummies. Not daddies, mummies.
Oh. Like this? Like
Yeah.
My mommy.
No, not your mommy, your mummy.
What?
Oh, and then one more thing about the Egyptians that we'll talk about is how they wrote. They wrote with pictures.
Pictures?
Yeah, they drew pictures called hieroglyphs.
Hieroglyphs?
Yeah, and these pictures would convey stories.
Who's that?
Who is that?
Popeye Snowman.
That's right.
What does the song go?
Alright. I don't know if I could do the song on the video. Might get sued. Alright, so after this it's ancient India and China. So we'll do that another time. We're gonna stop here. You're so distracting. You're so distracting.
Oh.
But why do I want you to learn history?
Because
Sit up.
I love you.
Because here, sit up. Because history teaches about who we are and where we came from. And you always want to know where you came from. Not just as a person yourself, but as in the greater picture.
Is that the
Just
greater picture?
Well, that's just the camera.
Okay.
Mwah.
I just want to hold it, Daddy.
Well, we're about to turn it off. We've been doing this for 20 minutes now.
20
And Mommy
minutes?
keeps hounding me because she wants me to get Tigger.
She wants you to get Tigger?
Yeah.
Out here?
Well, I'll probably put him in his bed or something. I don't know. He's probably been playing the whole time. Like he was last night. Alright, so say bye.
Bye.
I love you.
I love you, camera.
Say I love you, people.
I love you, people.
Talk to you there. Mwah.
Talk to you later. Are those the people?
Those are us.
Where's the people?
They're all out in the world.
All around the world?
So, the end of history lesson 1.